everybody. It's Deb and Dana today. We're back with you.
And Jack.
And Jack, talking about our favorite topic, cruising. You know, Dana and I have been on probably more than 75 cruises together since we started our quilting and cruising part of Stitching Heaven. And we were talking the other day, and I said, you know, we've learned a lot about little tips and tricks of things that people would probably enjoy knowing who haven't been on 75 cruises. And we just thought we'd spend just a few minutes with you telling you about a few of the things that we do when we cruise that make our cruise more enjoyable. Just a few little things. The cruise ship has got rules, and I'll just start off. One of the rules is that you cannot bring on board a power strip. If you bring a power strip on board, you're going to get it confiscated.
Or extension cords.
Or extension cords, any kind of a cord like that. But you can bring this type of gadget. Now, we're going to show you a close-up picture of this. But it's a plug-in to the plug-in that's on the mirror, basically, in the room, that gives you a couple of more plug-ins and a couple of USB outlets. There's not a lot of electricity in a stateroom. Like in the bathroom, there's not an outlet. Now, one thing I am going to tell you that I just figured out, my sister and I were on a cruise just a few weeks ago, and you know, Dana and I have been on 75 cruises, and we've never figured this out. One night, I'm laying there, my sister is under the bed with her phone. I could see the phone light. And I'm like, what are you doing? She said, I'm trying to get my phone plugged into this outlet that's here. I never knew there was an outlet behind the bed. And it may not be on all ships. We were on Oasis of the Seas, but you may want to check that. And she was under the bed, like crawling around. All she had to do was pull the bed out, and she couldn't see that. But follow the cord of the phone, and you will probably find an electrical plug there that you could plug one phone in at night and at least have that phone charged. So that's a tip for electric. What have you got over there, Dana?
My favorite thing is an insulated cup. We provide ice and water in the conference center, but if you're not purchasing a soda cup or soda package from the ship, you'll want to bring something to put your drink in that has a lid. And that's just to protect you and your fabric and the sewing machines from any spillage that might occur. Along with the cup, of course mine happens to say OU, straws. Ships no longer provide plastic straws.
Right.
So if you have like Debbie's got in her drink what do you call the reusable
Tervis,
big straws, or these
I got this at Bath and Body Works. You can buy a whole package of them.
Yeah, but bring a straw if you do not like using paper straws, because that's the only...
Someone likes using paper straws?
I don't know.
No.
The turtles.
Yeah, they like that we do.
But yeah, love my Tervis cup. Another thing, laugh, I got these at Walmart. It's called Flip It, and it's for your toothbrushes. And you can put your toothbrush in this. It has a suction cup to the back, and you can suction it to the mirror. And that way your toothbrush is never left on the counter, and your stateroom attendant can clean everything, and it's just really cool to have your toothbrush up and out of the way and not sitting in a cup that then your room attendant doesn't bring you a clean one because you've got things in the cup. So little toothbrush holder is a fun one. Along with that, on a bathroom item, is these flower pot hooks that I also got at our favorite Walmart. They have a wire shelf in the showers, and if you have a loofah or a body scrubber, these things you can hook onto that wire shelf and then use this as a hook for your loofahs, and then they dry really well.
And that's another thing that I just now thought of, is to remind you to bring your body scrub loofah. I go, I don't know about you, I go to Walmart and buy the ones for 97 cents.
Exactly.
And I bring them on board, and then I just leave them.
Yep.
You know, I don't
Throw
worry
'em
about
away
getting
at
them
the
back
end of the
home.
week.
Right. And speaking of the bathroom items, we recently started bringing a nightlight. Now, this particular nightlight has a really cool switch that you can turn on and off, so it doesn't use up the batteries. A lot of them don't have, and if you get one that doesn't have the switch, then you just have to take a battery out, or your batteries will run down. But this is very neat to put in your bathroom, so that when you need to get up at night, when you go into the bathroom, you have a nightlight that comes on. So
Otherwise, you get to turn on a light that will...
Yeah, that will blind you. Or you just go in the dark.
And another...
Not to be confused with glowing in the dark. Which we've been known to do that too.
Another cool item, retro item, is...
Very retro.
Very retro. Go get the most basic, battery-operated, non-intelligent...
Won't update. You don't want one that updates.
Won't do anything. And that way you always know what time it is. If you're connected to Wi-Fi and you're going to different ports, your phones or your watches, everything else updates to the current time. Many times the ship will not change their clock. And so you're never quite sure what time it is. So these good old battery-operated, non-intelligent clocks are a great thing to bring along.
Which is a good point to tell everyone. You're always on ship time. When you're in port, you don't pay any attention to the time that's in port. You want to stay on ship time, because the ship will leave on ship time. It won't leave on port time. So that's something very important to know about. Things for the cabin, we have started carrying a little Bluetooth speaker, just because when we're getting dressed and we're relaxing in the room at night, we're out on the balcony, we like to play music. Literally, I bought this checking out in line at Walmart.
We must go to Walmart.
We must. Boy, oh boy. But it's really nice to have this. Of course, you would have to be on Wi-Fi to be able to do this. And the ships do provide Wi-Fi for a fee. If you sign up ahead of time, don't you get a discount?
Yes.
So you want to check out the Wi-Fi
Yes.
prices before you get on board. It's really cool though, if you are on Wi-Fi, most of the major telephone companies have a Wi-Fi calling option. Now, I know Verizon and AT&T have it just automatically. You just have to enable it on your phone. I would recommend that you call your carrier to be sure. But if you have Wi-Fi on the ship, you can receive and make calls via Wi-Fi, and you're not charged.
Right.
Where if you don't have it, you're going to be charged like $6 a minute or something like that if you go cellular at sea. So that's a really, really good thing to know that we've learned about.
I love, speaking of things that need to be charged, I love this
that
little
is cool. I
bag.
don't have one of those yet, but I need to get one.
Maybe your friend Dana will get you
Maybe
one.
she will.
I get these from eBags, and I think they make them actually for jewelry, but
I think they are for jewelry.
yeah, some jewelry the pouches aren't really that big, but I know, like right now I happen to be at Deb's, and so some of my chargers aren't put in here, but I can tell at a glance when I pack up that I've got the chargers that I need if all of my little envelope things are full. So I've even keep my earbuds, and then the iPhone has to have that little extra thing in there for listening to music on the airplane or whatever. So these little bags are really cool to keep your either small jewelry in or the chargers that we all need for all of our various smart appliances.
I also bring a battery pack. because I like to have my phone by my bedside at night. And this is before I realized there was a plug under there. But of course, you can only plug one phone in, so I'm sure you would get the plug. Right. But I use my battery pack. And so that's another thing that I have to have a cord to charge my battery. So make sure that you pack your battery pack.
And you know, we hope that every port we go to is nothing but sun and fun, but occasionally we hit rain. So bring a small umbrella or a poncho. Some of those ponchos that fit in the little packs, they're great. If you don't bring one, you will be forced to purchase some at the ports that are not going to last very long, and they're really expensive. So think ahead, and even though we hope for sun, be prepared for a shower.
That's true. And when you're in port, we recommend that you pack something like this that's small, easy to pack, but just a crossbody is really good. Something with a zipper. Whenever you're out in port, you want to make sure that you always protect your belongings. And this is a really good example of this is my favorite purse to carry while we're in port. So just kind of enough to stick your phone in and your passport or your driver's license and a little bit of money. So that's a very good thing to remember to bring.
Yeah, and when you get on the ship, every day you'll be given a cruise compass. And it will update you with everything going on the ship, whether we're at port or whether we are at sea. It will give you the show times, the restaurant opening times. You know, we can't possibly keep up with what's going on every ship, but they will provide that to you every evening. Your stateroom attendant will leave one on your bed for the next day. So any questions you might have about what's going on the ship, and especially most of the time it's what time restaurants or the buffet open, and you know that all of that is in print and very clear.
Yeah, but you know, there's so many of these ships now that you have to make your show reservations ahead of time. It's a really good thing. We've started bringing a dry erase marker, and we literally put our schedule on our mirror. And then we, scratch out, take it off as we do the things. If we want to make sure that we don't miss a particular event, we'll make sure that we write it on the mirror. And a dry erase marker is a really good thing to do that with, especially with the shows. The Oasis class ships and the Quantum class ships, you have to make show reservations. So that's a nice thing to have too.
Absolutely.
To be able to keep up with what you're going to be doing. Okay. I want to talk about this. This is controversial, and I'm just going to tell you, this is just factual. I'm not promoting this or anything, but there are times that we would like to have our refreshments on board, and you can't bring liquor on board a ship legally. But you can get these things, they're called shamboos. It's called shamboos, and it is a shampoo bottle that looks like a shampoo bottle that's never had anything in it. And you can get them from Amazon. There are shampoo bottles. There's some this just happens to be instant liquid bronzer. And if you want to put in your special little treat, you can do that. And typically you will get these past the inspection points. But if you have a special little treat you want to bring on board so that you'll have something in your room, you may want to consider that. Not that I'm suggesting that you do or that we do that.
No,
nothing. But speaking of getting drinks on board, a lot of people don't realize that you can bring on celebratory drinks. And that would be a bottle of wine, or one bottle of wine, or one bottle of champagne, or a case of 12-pack of sodas. A lot of people don't realize that. And that keeps you from having to purchase so many sodas when you're on board, too, if you don't get a soda package. Now, this kind of differs from ship to ship. Dana and I have never had a problem, each of us taking on a 12-pack each. We've had people tell us that they're restricted to one 12-pack per stateroom. If you want to know for sure, you need to just make a call to Royal Caribbean, tell them what ship you're on, and find out what the rule is for that ship. So, and you can just put those in your carry-on and bring them on board.
And at the end of the cruise, when you've added your 3 new kits to your luggage, it's always a good idea.
Yeah, you'll have we're going to give you one of these, a tote
Yes.
bag, and it's going to be full of 3 kits, and they weigh probably a good 10 pounds.
But if you're going to try to put it in your suitcase, make sure you've got a scale to weigh your suitcases. You don't want to pay the overage fee. You'd rather carry a few more things on the ship or on the plane with you if you're flying than to get stuck with a $100 or whatever it is overage fee.
Yeah, just remember when you're packing to pack light. If you plan to put your kits that you've brought or that you're going to be getting in class when you purchase the sailing sew, at the end of the cruise, a lot of people come to us with just this, hi,
How do I get this
during the
home?
lights, look on their face saying, how do I get these home? So.
One other tip that I love, and this goes for cruising or if you are retreating with a whole bunch of people, and I am a very light sleeper. And on a cruise ship, I will tell you that there's people in the halls, there are some ships just creak, and there's just a lot of noises that I normally don't hear at night. This is called sleep phones, and it is a headband that you wear at night. You Bluetooth it to your phone. I happen to listen to a fan, oscillating fan sound, because I have an oscillating fan going at home. It blocks out everything. The speakers are flat, so there's nothing that pokes in your ears. You can twist and turn all you want. It's not connected in anything. And I know Stitch in Heaven has these on the website, but they are an awesome sleep aid, really, anytime that you're not in your normal environment. And maybe you're rooming with someone that you're not familiar with. You don't know if maybe they're a snorer and you're not used to that. They just save me all kinds of hours of restlessness.
And truly, she cannot hear anything. One night we had a bravo, bravo, bravo in the room. And the next morning...
That means there's a fire somewhere.
There's a fire. The next morning, I said something to her about the bravo, 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 and she's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, so she didn't hear it.
So,
I would have gotten her out, though, if it
Yes.
had been a fire.
Yeah, maybe not do this if you're by yourself. Of course, if you're by yourself, you probably are okay. But yeah, they're an awesome thing.
It's good. Okay, anything else on our list?
Let's see. I think that goes for our list.
Well, you guys,
good.
we would love to have you join us on a cruise. You can find out where we're going and what we're doing at stitchinheaven.com. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and we'll bring you more informational videos like this one. We've really enjoyed being with you today. We hope you've enjoyed being with us, and hopefully we'll see you on the high seas soon. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.